The construction company Dyer and Butler appear to be winning their battle with Clevedon's notorious high tides, and the renovation of the marine lake seems to be progressing well. The disabled access ramp at the far end is now finished, complete with handrails down either side. The renovation has been funded by a Heritage Lottery Fund grant and is a joint initiative between North Somerset Council, Clevedon Town Council, Clevedon Civic Society and the lake enthusiast group Marlins. A new sluice gate has been installed in the model boating lake wall, and rubbing edge strips are being put into place. The casting of the sea wall sections is being undertaken in 10-metre bays, 26 in all, half of which had been completed during the week we were filming. First, a bay is constructed over the existing sea wall, using wooden shuttering to form a mould into which the concrete is poured. At the appointed hour, the first of the 3 concrete mixers needed to fill this section duly arrived, dead on time at midday.
Oh yeah, you got Monday, Thursday, Friday, don't you? Oh, it's a show like yesterday, wasn't it?
They do small things, which is just a sort of
The tides took over during the first week in August, and work on the lake was put on a planned suspension. During the month, the MV Balmoral has made several welcome appearances at the pier, offering regular coastal voyages up and down the channel. The poor weather, particularly the heavy winds, have slightly hampered some of the planned cruises, but some very pleasant sailings have already taken place, with more to come in the near future. This coming weekend, Balmoral will be sailing upstream 3 times from Clevedon Pier, with the ever-popular 5 Bridges and 3 Rivers cruise being the highlight journey on Sunday. The 3 rivers in question are the Severn, the Wye and the River Avon. The 5 bridges are the Clifton Suspension Bridge and the Avonmouth Bridge, both spanning the River Avon, the second Severn crossing spanning the Severn estuary, and the first 7 bridges that span both the River Severn and the River Wye. The building of the Clifton Suspension Bridge started in 1831, but it wasn't completed until 1864. Based on an original design drawn by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, it spans the River Avon, joining the fashionable Clifton area of Bristol with Lee Woods and Ashton Court in North Somerset. Since its opening, the bridge has charged a toll for vehicles to cross. The Avonmouth Bridge was opened in May 1974. It crosses the Avon just upstream from the Avonmouth docks and carries the M5 motorway southwest from South Gloucestershire into North Somerset. The bridge was built to allow tall ships to pass underneath. This gave it steep gradients that cause heavy vehicles to slow down, resulting in congestion during rush hour and during the summer tourist season. The first bridge we encounter, travelling north up the River Severn, is the second Severn crossing, which carries the M4 motorway between England and Wales. It was opened on the 5th of June 1996 by the Prince of Wales, to augment the traffic capacity of the original Severn Bridge built in 1966. The newer bridge marks the lower limit of the River Severn and the start of the Severn estuary. The bridge over the River Wye is a continuation of the original Severn Bridge that was opened on the 8th of September 1966. For the 30 years between the opening of the 2 crossings, these bridges carried the M4 motorway traffic travelling between London and South Wales. Nowadays, the motorway from Aust on the English side to Chepstow has been renamed the M48 and enters Wales over the River Wye crossing at Chepstow. The trip departs from the pier at 12:15 and lasts just over 6 hours. Tickets can be bought from the purser on board the ship. The good news is that the hole to accommodate the new visitor centre on the pier is now complete. When we visited recently, the resident digger, down below, was clearing up the final area of broken rock and rubble. Some of the support scaffolding was also being removed by a giant crane parked out in the road. The small digger that had worked so manfully down in the hole, clearing the tons of rock and earth, was finally removed, and the area was ready for the next phase of the building work. The next job was to install the reinforced steel for the side walls of the structure. Later, these frames will be covered with sprayed-on concrete.
All the way!
The final job for the large crane was to move this wastewater tank from the roadway down into the hole. Later it was going to be sunken further down into its own hole, never to see the light of day again.